I moved to Louisville in May of 2017 after doing a tour with J-Jail in Europe. The story is that I met Evan 10 years ago when Red Sparrows toured with Young Widows. We hit it off on that tour and got along, and I became a fan of Young Widows and Evan's guitar playing. I was going to go do a headlining tour in Europe, and I needed a backing band, and Kathy was like, why don't we do this? J-Jail will come with you and open for you, but the members of the band will be your backing band. And then you guys can all save money and make it affordable for you to do this tour in Europe. We did the tour, we got to Louisville, we started practicing my music. We had 4 days before we went to Europe, and it was in all parts chaos, fun, exhilarating, stressful, terrifying. At the very last second I called Dylan and I was like, hey, I really need you to come to Europe and drum on this tour. And so that's how this whole family was born, was from that situation. I flew back to Louisville and Evan picked me up, and then I went back to LA for a week. Evan convinced me to come back. I flew back to Chicago, got a ride from Jason Gurgovsky down to Champaign, Illinois, to record on their album. And that was it. And I've lived there ever since. I like the practicality of it. I think that it's a great place to live when you're an artist. I love the people there. I love these people. I've made some good friends there. Like I said, it's very affordable. I had an art studio. That's something I never would be able to afford in LA. I miss the ocean. I miss the West Coast. You know, I miss where I'm from. But the person I love is from there, and I love his family. It's nice. There's a sense of family there that's new and wonderful that I appreciate. But I miss LA. I miss Portland. I miss my sister. Touring is hard. I'd say that I have the best bandmates on earth. They're the easiest people to be around and work with, and I love them very much. So it can be a struggle because everybody has their needs. There's something about performing solo, just completely solo, that is really emotionally exhausting. Just that tour we just did, it was only 2 weeks, but by the end of it I was destroyed. I was so tired and like broken, you know, just from performing by myself. Having the band, it makes it more fun in a way. I think that it's more powerful sonically, and I get to do things like play guitar solos and feed off the other musicians and have the companionship of that. But I don't know, every day I feel differently about what I want to do or how I want to do it, and I know that right now, and with this record, I wrote it purposefully with the band in mind. The songs are not designed to be played solo. They're written to be full band songs. My dad is a jazz piano player, and so I kind of spent a lot of time with him playing music, and I started writing songs on the piano, and then I started playing guitar when I was like 12, and I went back and forth between the two instruments a lot. I think the first song I really maybe wrote and recorded was probably when I was like 12 or 13. Pretty sure it was very terrible. And then just kept doing it. I mostly write music at home. I have a hard time writing on tour at this point in my life. Some of the songs come very quickly and naturally, and some of it is work, you know, like the last album. When I write music, it's intentional, you know, like especially with this last album, I set hours on the day where I was writing. So I'd wake up in the morning and go sit at the desk with the guitar and just write music for several hours. I'm not a believer in like this whole concept that inspiration's going to strike you and that's when the good things will come. I think that if you show up regularly, and also because of this life, like with how much touring we do, there has to be a schedule for time, you know, time for writing. Like this month, these months will be time when I'm writing, and then it's very important to use those moments to complete songs. I think all the effects like just add, you know, it's like in a landscape, like, okay, well here's a gentle hill, here's like an echoing valley, here's a mountain. It's a dynamic shift, it's a change. It helps direct you emotionally. The more and more I do this and the more that I tour, like I did this summer and not being able to take a band to Europe, the more I believe that just the acoustic guitar without any effects and without a PA, just singing a song with the guitar can be more powerful than any of it. I used to be way more interested in pedals and effects than I am now, I think, because I'm like, I still have an interest, but I'm not obsessive about it. Not a gearhead. Yeah, I think effects just help conjure certain feelings. It's like colors have an emotion attached to them that many people just feel, you know. The themes are similar to the last record. They're still dealing with like alcoholism and depression and anxiety and mental illness stuff, but I think there's more of a hopeful message in this album as opposed to the last record. You know, I was in a pretty dark place when I finished writing and recording Marked for Death. I was out in the middle of a desert, just like holed up in a trailer on Kathy's property. It was bleak. This one was more fun, you know, and then once the songs were written, and I finished writing them in the winter, in January, we went into the studio and recorded as a band. That was the first time I'd recorded as my solo record in a real studio with a live band. And I wanted to capture the chemistry of all the musicians because we had been touring together so much that I thought it would make sense to capture this moment in time where you've seen now how we are like a family, you know, and we do this thing with the two bands. So instead of doing the solo album with just guitar, I was like, I want to have all of these people together for this. So I purposefully wrote songs with it in mind that there would be all of us playing the songs together.
With all the dogs set free in our future together, there's never gonna be me, just a slave to a taker, to a man, to a knee, and I can never go back.
This is we're 6 or 7 shows in, and most of the set is all new. The first few shows were really terrifying. It's always hard. I think that I figured out on this tour with songs just the juxtaposition of playing the brand new songs from On Dark Horses and then going into the set with a song like Protection or Marked for Death, where I've played it for so many years now that it's like second nature to me. Playing the new songs is like, it's terrifying. The first few shows, I literally felt like one of those nightmares where you're standing in front of everyone naked. Not that I've actually never had that nightmare, but it's that feeling. I feel like I'm holding on to a train that's just about to go under a tunnel, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna like smack into get my head decapitated. Like the song's just moving forward, and I'm not sure if I'm going with it. It's pretty scary, yeah. But it's exciting when, like this tour so far, when people know some of the new songs or they're excited to hear them. That feels really good.